Thank you for your answers. We want to overview some of the general points at this time. Remember that regardless of which option you pick, the computer draws a ball from the left box in that option if you won the lottery, and it draws a ball from the right box in that option if you lost the lottery. Before you see the color of the ball drawn from an option, you know that the overall chances of winning are 50%. If your ticket number is an odd number and the die roll is also an odd number, you win. Also, if your ticket number is an even number and the die roll is also an even number, you win. Otherwise, you lose. So there is an equal chance that you won or lost the lottery. Remember that the computer knows whether you won or lost, and the color of the ball that the computer draws from an option may give you more information. Also, another common feature you may have already realized in the first question is that across all questions, seeing a red ball means that your chances of having won are either equal to or higher than 50%. And seeing a black ball means that your chances are either equal to or lower than 50%. How much your expectations of having won changes after you see a red or black ball depends on the contents of the boxes. Now let's move on to question 2 and examine the options it presents. Now we will review question 2. Question 2 asks you to choose between two options. These options are quite different than the simpler options you saw in question 1, so take a moment to inspect them carefully. If you pick option 1 and you won the lottery, the computer draws a ball from the box with 50 red and 50 black balls, and if you lost, it draws a ball from the box with 100 black balls. If you pick option 2 and you won the lottery, the computer draws a ball from the box with 100 red balls, and if you lost, it draws a ball from the box with 50 red and 50 black balls. How do these two options differ in the type of information they can provide about whether you won or lost the lottery? Let's look into option 1 first. You can expect to see a red ball from option 1 25% of the time and a black ball 75% of the time, because for half the participants who won, the computer will draw a ball from the left box, getting a red ball in half of those instances and a black ball in the other half of those instances. And for the other half of the participants who lost, the computer will draw from the right box, always getting a black ball. So overall, you can expect to see a red ball 25% of the time and a black ball 75% of the time. Now let's think about what it means if you see a red ball and what it means if you see a black ball. If you see a red ball from option 1, you learn right away that you won the lottery. Why? Because red balls can only come from the left box. The computer draws from the left box only if it determines that you won the lottery. How about if you see a black ball? Note that the black ball could have come from either the left box or the right box, so you cannot conclude you won or lost for sure. However, note that there are twice as many black balls in the right box than in the left box, so it is more likely to observe a black ball if you lost than it is to observe it if you won. Therefore, seeing a black ball is basically getting news that your chances of losing are less than the general 50% chance, albeit still uncertain. In fact, seeing a black ball from option 1 means that the chances that your ticket won are 33%. We reviewed option 1. Now let's look at option 2. You can expect to see a red ball from option 2 75% of the time and a black ball 25% of the time, because for half the participants who won, the computer draws a ball from the left box, and in all of those instances, the color of the ball will be red. If you see a black ball from option 2, it means that you lost the lottery. You know this for sure because the only way you can see a black ball is if it comes from the right box, and the computer only draws from that box if you lost. How about if you see a red ball? Note that the red ball could have come from either the left box or the right box, but there are twice as many red balls in the left box than in the right. So seeing a red ball is a signal that your chances of winning are better than 50%, albeit still uncertain. In fact, seeing a red ball from option 2 means that the chances that your ticket won are 67%. Question 2 asks you to choose between these two options. These options are quite different than the simpler options you saw in question 1, so take a moment to inspect them carefully. In option 1, you are more likely to see a black ball, and in option 2, you are more likely to see a red ball. In option 1, seeing a black ball means that your chances of winning are 33%, and seeing a red ball means that you won for sure. In comparison, in option 2, seeing a black ball means that you lost for sure, and seeing a red ball means that your chances of winning are 67%. Please take a moment to think about what kind of information these options offer and what kind of information you would like to get about your chances of winning. Remember, you will get this information at the end of Part 1. Sit with it and learn the outcome of the die roll at the end of the study. Now, please move on to the comprehension and choice questions by clicking the next button when it appears.